Yo guys, Spider here. We got an Easter egg compilation video for the Mind Games achievement. This time it's Richtofen's side. We do have a corresponding video to Max's side. We should have an annotation or a link in the description to each other's videos. But yeah, you got to be Samuel in order to hear all the instructions. It's very similar to Max's side. There are some major differences though, as we will see, and we start receiving instructions almost right away here.
Samuel? Samuel Stolinger?
What? Oh no, not again!
Calm yourself, Samuel. We're all friends here, are we not?
Not really. Me and Russman are buddies, but I hate that girl with a passion.
We have no time for such petty rivalries, my friend. I fear that Maxis may manipulate your companions into following his orders. He can be a very convincing liar. I know this firsthand. For now, you must focus on only gaining control of the tower above ground. It is more important than you can possibly imagine.
So, no pressure then?
The components necessary to build an energy conduit to power the tower can all be sourced from this location. When you find them, you must ensure that they are not used to help Maxis. Ah! Perfect! Und Guillotine! Find and bring the parts to this location. Together we will thwart Maxis. Don't worry, we don't actually need to cut off his head. I was talking metaphorically. Although decapitations can follow if time permits.
Ain't no special occasion. I just...
Alright, first up is building the guillotine, and a couple of the components here are common with Maxis and Richtofen. The first one we're going to get here is the antenna that's in the lower level of the barn, and we're going to go over to the guillotine and we're going to attach the antenna right there. There are 3 additional parts, and these parts are always in the same location, so you don't have to worry. Some of the other maps, the parts were in different locations, 3 or 4 different locations. There is the dish, the satellite dish that was just on top of the second level of the saloon. The third component that we're going to get here is in the gunsmith. It's actually on the lower level of the gunsmith, just in the room to the left of where the chalk is. Yes, I know I'm fast forwarding this just so you get a better idea and you can get the entire completion of the guillotine here. The fourth part, this last part, is up in the tunnels, and it's the crystals. There looks like a set of 3 crystals or whatever, and that gets applied onto the guillotine and ends up sitting at the very back. And that's what, when you see in a future step that you get power from the zombies, you see these orbs that are encircling the crystal.
Wonderful! You have done so well, but we are not finished yet. Listen for my helpful advice. I can only apologize if it seems cryptic. I cannot see so well from here.
Next step is powering the orbs, and Richtofen speaks almost right away as soon as you approach the first one after building the guillotine.
Oh, look! Just what we're looking for. Well, almost. They need a little more oomph before they will serve our needs. Find the right tool, Samuel, but do it quickly. Your allies may yet choose to follow Maxis.
So we have to power these orbs. You need to use the paralyzer. Just shoot the orb with the paralyzer. Keep holding the trigger until it turns white and you hear a sound.
Look at that! That's perfect. It's bigger and better. Find the others. Repeat the process.
Alright, the second orb location is in the tunnels. Just go up into the tunnels from the saloon. It's on your first right. That is the second orb now powered. Third is to the left of the church. Powering up that one. Oh, look at it. It's all white and sparkly. The fourth one is outside the ghost house, where you go back into the ghost house.
There should be a little light floating around. Perhaps some poltergeist resided within.
Okay, step 3. We got to attain the purple lantern. There's a purple lantern floating around in town, and it doesn't disappear. It just keeps floating and floating. You gotta cook a grenade, hit it with a grenade, and it'll drop.
Pick up the lantern. I'm sure it is harmless enough.
Then all you have to do is go over to the lantern and you have to pick it up. And then Richtofen will speak to you once again.
Departed souls leave residual energy in their wake. This energy must be used to fuel the lantern.
Similar to Maxis, we have to power the lantern, but we're going to power it in a different way. Listen to what Richtofen says.
It's all so perfect! I advise you to keep it off! I know.
That is the audio clue we get as we enter the ghost house. Now all we need to do is to kill these ghosts in close proximity to yourself. If you kill them too far away, you won't hear the ding, 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 okay? And it's filling the lantern with ghost souls, apparently. And once you kill 8 to 10 of these ghosts, the lantern is full. And Richtofen speaks again.
Listen carefully, my friend. The lantern just full of juicy ghost juiciness. Oh! You must use its power to show you the way.
But he's not done yet. He's going to tell you, he's being too cryptic. He's going to give you better instructions.
So sorry, I'm being cryptic again. Basically, I'm telling you to go shine its light on stuff.
Okay, next step is activating the lantern. This is the same as for Maxis. We go over onto the gunsmith rooftop, and there is a purple lantern sitting there, and you place our lantern on it, and you get these images pop up.
This talk of energy is so vague, yeah? It's best not to worry about it. Just think of the big ones. Positive and negative. North and south. Light and dark. Good and evil. Anyway, cheer up. It's all good. You just need to smear the right area with some fresh zombie blood. It's so fresh.
Now, the image that pops up on the gunsmith wall is actually a tic-tac-toe cipher. It's telling you which signs in the tunnels that you have to use the galvanuckles to melee. All right, so in our case here, we have a U shape in the top left. That indicates we're looking at the top middle portion of the tic-tac-toe board. The red line in that symbol is on the left side, which translates to us on the tic-tac-toe board a D, meaning the dry gulcher shaft sign needs to be meleeed. Now, you have to melee all 3 signs that are indicated by this pattern, and once you do that, you activate the Wisp. And it can be done in any order, so any order doesn't necessarily have to go from top to bottom. And once you do that, here's the Wisp. There you go. Now, in order to see the Wisp, you need Vulture Aid, okay? We're going to reactivate the Wisp here, and Richtofen speaks.
Maxis calls it a wisp. It's really just a ball of life force imprisoned in this place for all eternity. It is probably best not to dwell on what it really is. It will make you so sad.
Now, you're going to need at least 2 other players that have Vulture Aid, because you have to chase this Wisp around. It teleports from location to location. Once you walk into it, it will move to the next location. Then somebody with Vulture Aid has to be able to see it to walk into it at the next location. There's 4 or 5 spots it teleports to, and then it ends up at the Guillotine. So again, you need the player who is galvanuckling the signs should have Vulture Aid, as should 2 other players at least, one atop the barn and then one over by the general store and the candy store, in order to hit every location this thing teleports to. The next thing we need to do is to power the Guillotine up, and to power the crystals. And we use that Wisp as zombies get near the Guillotine. The Wisp goes to the zombie, and you have to kill the zombie, and then that's what gives us the little orbs, the glowing orbs that end up floating and rotating in and around the crystal. Again, once you get the Guillotine, that light at the front of the Guillotine, everybody can see that, but these orbs that are spinning in and around the crystal, only players that have the Vulture Aid perk can see it. So you have to do this, repeat it 5 times, and then you get 5 glowing orbs that rotate in and around this crystal. And then Richtofen speaks again.
Okay, Samuel, I don't want you to get upset over it, but it seems that somewhere along the way, we accidentally tore a teensy-weensy hole in the fabric of time and space. Like I said, it's nothing to worry about. But you need to cross your own timeline in order to put things right. Just detonate a time bomb near the guillotine. Everything will be hunky-dory.
Now we must travel to round infinity. We need to detonate a time bomb near the guillotine, but there are a couple of stipulations, and this is the way we found best to do it. Placing the time bomb right on the center of the guillotine. Have all the players at the guillotine when you do this. And do this at the end of a round. Kill the remaining zombies. Then, as soon as the next round starts, you're going to activate the time bomb. That's the way we found it to work. There may be requirements that aren't necessary here, but that's the way we got it.
Welcome to your future. Now hurry and find the switch. Ironically enough, we do not have much time.
Well, that was interesting. We're in round infinity, but we have to find a switch for the guillotine, and there are a number of bodies. There are our character bodies that are in and around the map. There's a location there in front of the gunsmith. There's a location back here by where the components are for the nav card table. There's one we're not going to show here that's actually in between, right where we're running. There's a location. Here's another location out in front of the jail cell. We didn't have that other location in between the barn and the general store earlier. There's another location right in front of the general store. We're going to come out here, the top level in between the candy store and the general store. There's another body location. So there are 4 bodies. There are 4 bodies, and one of them is going to have the switch. But they're not always in the same locations. Like, they'll switch locations. There's probably about 9 or 10 or 11 that we're going to tell you about here and show you. But the bodies can be at any one of them. And each time you go into round infinity, they may change positions. We're just showing you all the ones that we found. Here's another one inside the church. There's another one that we're going to show that's right in front of the saloon. And there's also another one that we won't show, but we've been told about, that is right near the in front of the guillotine, sort of in front and to the right of the gun shop, or the gunsmith. Okay, so once we have the switch, we come back into the regular mode. And
So many puzzles, so many games. Where do they come from? That's good. Maxis does this all the time, you know. You're not the first. He will push you as far as he can, following his own ridiculous rules, only to cast you aside like used disuse. I won't do that to you, Samuel Stranger. I like you too much. Now be a good boy and run along to the maze.
so we're not done. Richtofen sends us into the maze, and we have to activate these colored switches that are now on the doors in the maze.
I'm sure it's now just a simple matter of flipping the switches in the correct order.
Now, there are 4 colored switches that you have to activate. We've got red, green, blue, and yellow, and they're activated in a certain order, and there's no sort of indication as to what order they need to be activated in. However, if you start doing them randomly, and once you switch it, it stays switched. The only way you can reset it is for everybody to leave the maze and then come back in. But if you do activate a switch in the correct order, let's say you do blue first and you see a spark, that means blue is always first. If you go yellow, red, blue, and then blue sparks there, then blue is the third switch. So you can sort of narrow it down like that. We found that we were getting a spark on our last switch, which was red, and then we had yellow sparking in red 3, 4. So that's how we narrowed our...
I'm so proud of you! We are inching ever closer to our goal. Oh, do you ever wish for something so hard that you think you're going to burst if you don't get it? Well, today all our wishes are going to come true. Just take all your hard-earned pennies along to the fountain.
Okay, so once you finally get all those 4 switches hit in the correct order, we must get to the fountain. We must access the fountain. The way you access the fountain, you got to have Huckleberry crash into the barrel and the fountain, and he removes the barrier, basically, and then we are able to then activate and make a wish at the fountain. Same thing that we saw on Maxis. Once you activate it, you get all these targets popping up, and they're popping up in the ghost house, They're popping up in around the candy shop courtroom area, also the saloon area, or inside the saloon, and over by the jailhouse. You need all 4 players in each separate location to shoot every single target. You got to hit every single target in all 4 locations at the same time in order to complete this step of the Easter egg. So here's our target practice. I'm situated at the ghost house. This time with Maxis, I actually had the lights were lit, meaning that we had a free perk. You know, if we went through the house, we'd get a free perk. This time it's a little bit more difficult, but I was okay because I know the pattern. But it's much more difficult if these lights are off. You can barely see the targets, especially those bottom left targets. You can't see them nearly at all. You can only see them when the purple flash appears, meaning they show up in those windows. So we're going to hit each of these targets here, and it's tough. You got to have, again, like I said, you got to have all 4 players, and at the end of that, when all 4 players hit all their targets simultaneously, you get all 7 perks, yes! And we do have an ending for Richtofen. If you come back into the game with all players having completed Richtofen on all 3 maps in Black Ops 2, you can activate this panel, you shoot it, and you hit the big red button, and we have an end scene for Richtofen.
I am in control! The ether is mine to manipulate as I wish! The moon is now my own personal plaything! What have you done? I've won, Maxis! That's what I've done!
Well, what about Samantha? Your actions condemn my daughter's very soul to eternal damnation! Even if you do not care for her, surely you wish to return to your own body!
Under hopelessness of my situation.
Not really, no. Don't I already possess the power to leave this netherworld and re-enter the physical realm once more? I can choose any body I wish! As for you, Maxis, you will simply cease to be. I'll be the man, Toodle!
No!
Take a deep breath, Samuel. We're about to get a whole lot closer. That I am... Oh, what's the matter? Corporeal? No. Physical. Whatever. I have my very own body. I can touch it. Yeah. I can feel. I can smell. Oh, maybe that's not such a good thing. What is that stink? No. Wait. Something's wrong. I'm struggling to control my movements. Okay, maybe I just need some practice.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, Samuel! You're still here? Okay. This is a little awkward. It's really not that different to how things were before, Sammy. We get to talk to each other, play games, have fun. It's really quite exciting. You'll like the fact that we're going to be eating more salad. That doesn't come in a bowl. But I do understand, Sammy. Just carry on as normal, and I'll try to leave you alone for a while. Maybe I just need some practice.
And this is just a repeat of the previous scene, or a portion of it, where we're spectating me as Samuel with blue eyes when Richtofen speaks.
Samuel! You're still here? Okay. This is a little awkward. It's really not that different to how things were before, Sammy. Have fun. It's really quite exciting. You'll like the fact that we're going to be eating more salad.
I extend my sincerest gratitude. Sincerely.
But I do understand, Sammy. Just carry on as normal, and I'll try to leave you alone for a while.
Hey guys, got some other stuff you might be interested in. Over on the left-hand side, we got NGT Let's Play. We're doing playthroughs right now, currently, of Deadpool and Borderlands 2, Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep. Both are actually absolutely fantastic games, and Borderlands 2 being DLC, but hilarious. So go check that out. Subscribe if you like the content. Over on the right-hand side, we're doing Clash of Clans, continuing our series there. Again, just a completely addictive and fantastic multiplayer game. We got a clan going on. We got some attack strategies. We got base defense and building strategies. So make sure you go check out those videos and subscribe. Otherwise, hey, enjoyed the buried coverage. I hope you like it. Twitch.tv/NextGenTactics. We're going to be here all day, July 2nd. Later.